step into today's tale. Are you prepared to feel motivated? This is the remarkable journey of a man who confronted immense obstacles yet never surrendered. His name is Barack Obama. From a young boy navigating a challenging upbringing, he rose to become the 44th President of the United States, proving to the world that with perseverance, resolve, and faith in oneself, no dream is too big. This narrative will guide you through his early days, his hardships, his aspirations, and the individuals who supported him along the path. It's a story of triumphing over barriers and striving for a brighter tomorrow. As you follow along, you'll not only enhance your English abilities but also gain valuable life insights. Let's begin. Barack Hussein Obama came into the world on August 4, 1961, in the stunning state of Hawaii, nestled in the heart of the Pacific Ocean. Though born in America, his story starts in a far-off place. His father, Barack Obama Sr., hailed from Kenya in East Africa, while his mother, Stanley Ann Dunham, was from Kansas in the United States. His parents crossed paths while his father was studying in Hawaii, but shortly after Barack's birth, they parted ways, and his father returned to Kenya. From the outset, Barack's life was filled with hurdles. His father was distant, and his mother worked tirelessly to raise him alone. Despite these difficulties, Barack grew up with an incredible sense of optimism and drive. He always envisioned a better future, even when times were tough. As a young child, Barack received letters from his father. Though he couldn't fully grasp their contents, he cherished them deeply. These letters became a symbol of his father's affection, even from thousands of miles away. Although Barack rarely saw his father, he was surrounded by other influential figures. His mother, Ann Dunham, was a woman of immense strength and insight. She labored hard to provide for Barack, ensuring he had the tools to succeed. And was more than a mother, she was his mentor, his compass, and his greatest champion. She instilled in him a curiosity to question everything and a belief that he could accomplish anything he set his heart on. Her work ethic and emphasis on education were among the most impactful lessons she imparted. She taught him the importance of diligence and the transformative power of knowledge. Growing up, Barack's life lacked material wealth, but he had everything necessary to thrive: love, care, and the conviction that he could change the world. Beyond his mother, his grandparents played a pivotal role. His grandfather was a resilient man who never backed down, and his grandmother was a compassionate woman who always put others first. Together, they provided Barack with stability and support. They ensured he had what he needed and backed him in all his endeavors. Though his father was absent, Barack never felt deprived. Instead, he learned to value the people around him who loved and uplifted him. He realized that family isn't just about blood ties, it's about those who nurture, guide, and inspire you to chase your dreams. Barack Obama's story isn't only about overcoming personal struggles, it's also about identity and race. As a young boy, Barack often felt like he didn't belong, caught between his African father and American mother. He straddled two distinct cultures. Frequently, he was the only black student in his school, which made him feel like an outsider. People would ask, "Where are you from?" or "What's your heritage?" These questions were hard for young Barack to answer, as he didn't feel fully rooted in either world. He didn't entirely fit into the black community, having not grown up in Africa. Nor did he blend seamlessly into the white community due to his African heritage. For a long time, Barack grappled with his sense of self, unsure of where he fit in. But rather than letting this uncertainty shape him, he chose to embrace his unique background. He saw it as a strength. He realized that his diverse roots could help him unite people from different walks of life. He learned that the world needed individuals who could bridge cultural divides and foster understanding. This insight would guide him throughout his life. Barack Obama always harbored grand ambitions. As a young boy, he wasn't certain how he'd achieve them, but he knew education was the key. He worked diligently in school, excelling in his studies. Yet, despite his efforts, the path wasn't always smooth. He faced prejudice, skepticism, and challenges that many young people from tough backgrounds encounter. Still, Barack's resilience shone through. He refused to let these setbacks halt his progress. After high school, Barack moved to the mainland United States to attend Occidental College in California. It was a significant leap, leaving behind his family and the familiar world of Hawaii. But Barack was ready to grow, learn, and explore the world. This marked the beginning of a new chapter. At Occidental, Barack was exposed to a diverse array of people and perspectives, broadening his worldview. But he also felt the weight of the high expectations he'd set for himself. He knew that to achieve his dreams, he had to work harder, think smarter, and persevere. He transferred to Columbia University in New York City, one of the nation's top schools. Adjusting to the fast-paced, bustling city was a challenge, but Barack was undeterred. He was determined to succeed. At Columbia, he studied political science, which would later shape his career. He grew increasingly passionate about societal issues like racial inequality and poverty. Seeing people struggle ignited a deep desire to make a difference. Barack realized that education wasn't just about earning a degree, it was about using knowledge to improve the world. After graduating, he moved to Chicago, where he worked as a community organizer in some of the city's poorest neighborhoods. The work was grueling, requiring him to meet people, hear their struggles, and find ways to drive change. Many were skeptical at first, but Barack remained steadfast. He believed in the power of ordinary people uniting to transform their lives. As a community organizer, Barack faced numerous challenges. Some doubted change was possible, others were too consumed by their struggles to listen. But Barack held firm in his belief that collective action could make a difference. He worked tirelessly to improve housing, schools, and job opportunities in Chicago. This period of his life taught him critical lessons about the value of education, the strength of community, and the power of belief. His story shows that no matter your origins or circumstances, you can fight for a better future. Barack's time in Chicago laid the groundwork for his future. His efforts weren't just about solving immediate problems. They were about empowering people to believe in their ability to affect change. But Barack knew that to have a larger impact, he needed to enter politics. This decision wasn't easy. He was young, black, and lacked political experience. Yet, he had a deep understanding of ordinary people's struggles, a connection many politicians lacked. In 1996, Barack ran for the Illinois State Senate. It was his first foray into politics, and the road was tough. He faced seasoned opponents with more resources. But Barack had a unique vision, a government that truly served the people, especially those overlooked by the system. His campaign was unconventional, focusing on direct conversations with people rather than flashy ads. He went door to door, listened to their concerns, and showed he cared about their futures. Against all odds, he won. As a state senator, Barack passed laws to improve healthcare, education, and support for the poor. He worked across party lines, believing collaboration was the key to solving problems. But he knew he could do more. In 2004, he decided to run for the U.S. Senate. Before the election, he was invited to speak at the Democratic National Convention. That speech changed everything. Though relatively unknown, Barack captivated millions with his message of unity and hope. He spoke of a future where everyone, regardless of background, had a fair shot. His words, "There's not a liberal America or a conservative America, there's the United States of America," resonated deeply. The speech launched him onto the national stage, showing he was a leader who could inspire change. In 2004, Barack won the U.S. Senate election, giving him a platform to tackle major issues like healthcare, ethics, and ending the Iraq War. He inspired a new generation to fight for justice and equality. One of his proudest achievements was helping pass the Affordable Care Act, ensuring millions gained access to healthcare. Despite opposition, Barack's determination showed his commitment to what he believed was right. As his influence grew, Barack decided to run for president in 2007. The campaign was daunting, especially against Hillary Clinton, a formidable opponent. Many doubted a young, black candidate could win. But Barack's belief in change and his ability to inspire carried him forward. He traveled the country, listening to people's struggles and dreams. His message of hope and unity united diverse groups tired of divisive politics. On November 4, 2008, Barack Obama made history as the first black president of the United States. His victory was a triumph for all who believed in a more equitable America. In his election night speech in Chicago's Grant Park, he thanked supporters and vowed to work for the people, emphasizing unity and resilience. Taking office in 2009, Barack faced a severe economic crisis, ongoing wars, and widespread uncertainty. He passed the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act to stimulate the economy and stabilize banks. He also pushed for reforms in healthcare, education, and energy, aiming for long-term progress. The Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare, was a landmark achievement, though it faced fierce opposition. Barack also worked to end the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan and pursued diplomacy with nations like Iran, culminating in the 2015 nuclear deal. In 2011, he authorized the mission that killed Osama bin Laden, a controversial but celebrated moment. His second term saw further progress, including the Paris Climate Agreement, but also challenges like the 2013 government shutdown and rising political division. Barack's presidency wasn't without controversy. His comments on race, like his response to the 2009 Henry Louis Gates arrest, sparked debate. Yet, he continued to address racial injustice, aiming to foster understanding. After leaving office in 2017, Barack launched the Obama Foundation to empower future leaders. He wrote A Promised Land, reflecting on his presidency and personal journey. His faith, rooted in Christian values, continues to guide his advocacy for justice and equality. Barack Obama's story is one of resilience, hope, and the belief that anyone can overcome obstacles to create change. His legacy reminds us that leadership is about empowering others, and his life inspires us to take action, believe in ourselves, and shape a better future.